Third time's the charm for the South Carolina women's basketball team. A beautiful day here in Washington, D.C. for a championship celebration as President Joe Biden honored the Gamecocks for their 2024 national championship with a day at the White House. The sun is shining, the wind has calmed down, and it is cold here in Paris for day 2 of our trip, but what a day it has already been. Welcome to Paris, France, everybody. I'm Sports Director Matt Dowell here in the City of Lights as South Carolina women's basketball continues their epic trip here overseas. I am here with a very happy Dawn Staley after winning her 3rd national championship with South Carolina. Dawn, you were emotional after this win. Why?
I was emotional because, one, I was full. I was spiritually full.
One thing that I wanted to talk about with you, Claire, is what it was like to cover the Dawn Staley statue uncovering, because Y'all, when I say I am distressed that I missed the statue unveiling.
Seriously, of all
times. Welcome to downtown Columbia, everybody. I'm Sports Director Matt Dowell here for the Gamecock Women's Basketball Championship Parade. We could not ask for a more beautiful day for today's celebration and festivities. The streets are absolutely packed for today's celebration. Do you have that same kind of process as a coach? You say, okay, going into this year, I want to do this better as a coach. And if so, what is that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it starts at the end of every season when you look back at the previous year, how we performed.
Yeah, Samantha, Notre Dame winning this Gator Bowl 45-38 over South Carolina tonight, but what a game it was. It had a little bit of everything and everyone glued to their seat from start to the very, very end. I'm here with Dennis Daly of the Carolina Panthers, of course, a Columbia guy. Dennis, first of all, it is hot, man. When do you have to start preparing your body for this heat? You're 7-0 overall, 2-0 in the region. I mean, what's working? You got the whole town talking about Irmo football. You spoke about some of those tough moments. Has all of this ever felt like too much? Has it ever felt overwhelming? Just all the attention, all the pressure?
Are you like in my mind? No, like what?
Your dad tweeted something. He showed that picture, your old Instagram post about you dreaming of being here. How does the reality of what you experienced this weekend compare to that dream you had all those years ago? The South Carolina men's basketball team kicked off their season with a night full of fun at Colonial Life Arena with the Garnet and Black Madness event. And that's where we find our Amanda Poole, who is live at the CLA tonight. Amanda, you were there all evening for this one. So much excitement surrounding this new chapter for the Gamecocks, and it all starts with the head coach, Lamont Paris. Tonight, we continue our Win Like Her series with an inside look at the Clemson gymnastics program. Clemson announced they were adding women's gymnastics in June of last year, with the inaugural season being in 2023-2024. However, the team is already preparing for that first year, and our Amanda Poole visited the Tigers to speak with them about being the first gymnasts in school history, the popularity of women's gymnastics, and the power being a trailblazer holds. 5A competition. I could see my breath over at Dutch Fork, but Tom Knotts did not care about the cold. Wearing shorts as always as he looks to make another last 4 in this competition. I'm Sports Director Matt Dowell here in downtown Minneapolis. You can see behind me all of these skyways. It's such a staple here in the Minneapolis area. It goes from building to building to help protect people during the cold months like we're in right now. It's 30 degrees here, very windy in downtown Minneapolis. And then right over here is the Target Center. And you can see one of those skyways is red and decked out in all kinds of Final Four gear as we get ready for the South Carolina Gamecocks and their Final Four appearance tomorrow. Tonight, we begin our Win Like Her series, spotlighting women in sports here in South Carolina. And no athlete knows the spotlight quite like South Carolina women's basketball star Aaliyah Boston. The reigning National Player of the Year begins her senior season tonight, a historic career that has already made her a Gamecock great. I spoke with Boston in an exclusive one-on-one interview as we discuss her time with the Gamecocks, her WNBA future, and what exactly it means to win like Aaliyah. Tonight, we continue our Win Like Her series as we dive into the world of esports. Our Matt Vereen went to Columbia College to speak with gamers about what it's like for women in this billion-dollar industry and the challenges they have to overcome. We're here live outside Stone Stadium where we're at the Gamecock block party getting ready for tonight's rivalry game between the number 4 ranked team in the country, the South Carolina Gamecocks, and Clemson. I'm here with head coach Shelly Smith. Shelly, first of all, this place is rocking. It just started a few minutes ago. We got the music, we got the pizza, we got everything. How big is this fan base for your squad?
Oh, it's huge. Our family, our friends, all the fans in town, we do this before every game. Today is even a bigger deal. And we're so excited to have them out and being entertained and ready to cheer us on tonight.
We're here at Orange Theory Fitness here in 5 Points, where South Carolina women's basketball superstar Aaliyah Boston is previewing a new class partnership with Orange Theory Fitness. So we're going to let you take a live look inside this class. Here the big cheers behind us is Camila Cardoso, the star senior center, going to the WNBA draft tomorrow, lifting it high. The most outstanding player from the Final Four, joining Asia Wilson and Aaliyah Boston as South Carolina players who have accomplished that. And I think the cheers are going to get louder for us here in a second, because behind Camila is head coach Dawn Staley and assistant coach Lisa Boyer. After the ceremony with President Biden, Dawn Staley and the Gamecocks got a tour of the White House to see some of the most famous rooms in our country's history. That included the White House press room, where Coach Staley got to spend some time with White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, and she got some tips on how to handle all of the tough questions. Here in Paris, France, with Dawn Staley after South Carolina's 100-71 victory over Notre Dame. Dawn, I've interviewed you many times, never quite in a place like this. Just take me through your night here in Paris.
I mean, I enjoyed everything, and it's because of the people who I'm with. I'm with our team, our staff. Some of them have never been, have never taken a trip internationally.
It was a packed crowd in the East Room of the White House as families, special guests, and politicians gathered to watch the ceremony as President Biden honored the Gamecocks for their undefeated 2024 national title run. The team entered first to the Gamecock fight song, followed by the entrance of President Biden with Dawn Staley. President Biden giving remarks praising the team and joking that he did successfully pick the champion in his March bracket.
We had to replace 5 starters due to the WNBA draft and graduation. And there were doubts all over about contending for the title this year. But for the record, and this is God's truth, I picked you to win. On my chart. Won a lot of money. No, it's a joke.
Head coach Dawn Staley then taking to the East Room podium, detailing the importance of today's events and how far the program and the state of South Carolina have come regarding equality.
I'm reminded of the journey of our state, our home state, South Carolina, has taken, how not so long ago the Confederate flag was taken down from our state capitol, a symbol that represented division and exclusion. That moment wasn't just about a symbol being removed. It was about people coming together, uniting for a shared vision of progress, justice, and equality.
And finally, to end today's ceremony, President Biden was presented with a Gamecock jersey by seniors Bree Hall and Tahina Powpow. Some notable absences from the team at today's White House event. Ashlyn Watkins not here today due to her ongoing case. Sanaya Fagan is out with the USA 3x3 U23 squad as they're getting ready for a tournament to begin tomorrow. And Final Four most outstanding player Camila Cardoso also couldn't be here today, but that's because she has a WNBA game tomorrow, actually against the Washington Mystics, but out in Chicago. So Camila trying to round out her rookie season in the WNBA on a high note. That's it for an exciting day here at the White House. Coming up in sports, we're going to have more from Dawn Staley as she got a special tour from the White House featuring some special guests. Reporting from the White House, I'm Sports Director Matt Dowell. I'll send it back to you in the studio. Gamecock fans are taking over Paris. The die-hard fan base of the South Carolina women's basketball team has flown to the City of Love in numbers, ready to cheer on South Carolina in this new chapter for the program. For many of these passionate fans, crossing the pond was a no-brainer.
Just to have the honor of playing in Paris and here watching my favorite team play in Paris, I had to be here.
The fans that are here all have interesting stories. Paula Davis is a 50-year Gamecock alum. She worked for the Parks and Rec department for 30 years and had never been to Europe before. But for her, this program was worth it.
Oh, I love it. Even I think they drive crazy. Oh my God. But this is beautiful. I've had the croissant and the cafe au lait. I'm so happy to be here.
When talking to these fans, so many of them had the same answer to why they feel so connected to this team. why flying internationally for this historic game was important to them. It's because of the impact of Dawn Staley.
She's the best ambassador the university has ever had.
Dawn, that's the only thing. Dawn, she's a perfect coach. She is a great coach and we love her.
If you think this group is all from Columbia, however, you'd be sorely mistaken. Gamecock fams travel deep, and they travel from seemingly everywhere. Ira Meparanen is from Australia and became a Dawn Staley fan by watching her play at the 1994 FIBA World Cup in the land down under. She followed her to the pros and then became a Gamecock fam when Staley took over the program. She and her partner made the 21-hour trip to Paris to see the Gamecocks in person for the first time.
Because of Dawn, I followed women's basketball and obviously, followed what she's built here at South Carolina. So it's just amazing what she's done over the last 16 years, I believe, and just the growth in the women's game in general. It's amazing to watch over the last 30 years, really. Before
this weekend, Meparanen had never met Staley before, and on Saturday night, that all changed. The unwavering support from her fan base continues to amaze Staley.
It's really a cool thing. I mean, I don't know if I was envious of other programs that had fans that traveled, but what our fans have created is something truly special. Like, we've provided opportunities for them to travel abroad, and they've shown up in great numbers.
South Carolina tips off against Notre Dame Monday night in Paris. Tip-off is at 1 p.m. in Columbia. Reporting from Paris, France, I'm Matt Dowell. Watch Fox Sports. Now, while so much of this week has been about getting ready for tomorrow's Gator Bowl, so much of it has also been about more than just football. Today, Shane Beamer and the Gamecock captains meeting with 12 kids, all battling life-threatening illnesses, and it was a meeting that gave everyone clarity on the big picture in life.
You're doing the coin toss? You're doing the coin toss?
The Gamecocks brought a lot of smiles to Jacksonville on Thursday. Shane Beamer and the Gamecocks meeting 12 kids that make up the Dream Team, part of the Dreams Come True organization. All 12 of these kids dealing with life-threatening illnesses.
From brain tumors to spina bifida, congenital heart defects, and cancer. And so these are kids that have been sidelined due to their treatment and diagnosis, and so they get to come together, and this is our 5th year doing it.
1, 2, 3, go Gamecock!
In a bowl week that can be so intense on the field, Thursday's meeting put everything into perspective for the Gamecocks.
Certainly, I know I did, and I think I speak for these guys, I had a blast just outside with them here these last few minutes, and certainly puts things in perspective as well about what's really important in life as well. So really enjoyed getting to know that group.
For the Dream Team, meeting college football players takes their mind away from what has been a challenging journey.
They really get to be on a team that they would never be on and kind of live vicariously through these teams, and it's fun to watch them idolize and cheer from the stands, and they'll be on the field tomorrow during the first quarter.
The kids didn't speak with the Gamecocks about their illnesses, instead talking to them about a wide variety of topics, from football to their thoughts on SpongeBob.
I loved it. It was like so fun. That I got to meet somebody and now, well, they're my friends.
1, 2, 3!
Go Gamecocks!
Such a beautiful and heartwarming afternoon at TIAA Bank Field. Coming up in just a few minutes, our Matt Vereen is going to be live from Jacksonville with more on the Gamecock fan experience. Tens of thousands of Gamecock fans are here in Jacksonville, and they are ready to go for tomorrow. Just you wait, everybody. But Amanda, first, I'm going to send it back to you because the top-ranked basketball team in the country kind of had a big game of their own tonight.